Okay. Let's go on ahead and get started today. We've got a nice one today. We've got a nice one, right? Yeah, we got a nice one. Today, within the JavaScript series of this particular playlist, we are going to... What, my hat? No, just leave the hat. Today we're going to be covering objects. Yes, we've actually worked with objects all throughout JavaScript, but let's go on ahead and actually take another look at objects. These are going to be pretty much a group of variables and functions all being placed together within the actual object itself. Whoa, nice. How you like that? Okay, let's go on ahead to the actual left or right, depending on however you're looking at the actual screen. That's what we're going to be making today. So let's go on ahead and we'll find an actual image of an actual hotel and we'll stay out the shot. And we will actually get the details of the actual, let's see, the name, the actual rooms, the rooms available, and the actual room massage limit as well. We'll go on it. Get the shoulder out. And what? Really? Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go on ahead and cover some objects within actual JavaScript, and let's add the details to the actual small card that we have, which can be easily added to any particular project or a actual website itself. But we'll go on ahead and show you how we can actually add the details of our object and put those details within an actual small little application, which we have over there. Okay, so without further ado, let's go on ahead and get started. Seriously, do we need to talk about you getting in the shop all the time? All right, open up Visual Studio Code and let's get started. Okay, so let's go on ahead. Make sure you have Visual Studio Code open. And what we are going to do is open up a few different files for this one. And let's see here. I can get rid of this. This is what we're going to be making. Minimize that. Let's see, that was from the CSS portion. Let me just get that and move that. Yep, we're going ahead and move. Yep, there's a lot of files there. All right, and we can definitely close that. And let's actually create 3 different files. We are working with objects, so let's go on ahead and create them. So we're going to call it objects. Well, let's see. Yeah, objects, mainly the literal notation. So we'll show you what that is. Literal notation .html. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. Let me just copy that and paste it. That's going to be our CSS file. And we'll add the actual JS file as well. .js. All right. And you can name these anything you would actually like, but I'll go on ahead and keep them just like that. I'll right click and open these up with the live server. When we actually get to the CSS portion and markup portion, if there's anything that you're unfamiliar with, I do have an ongoing CSS and HTML series actually within this actual channel. So you can definitely take a look at that. And we have that open. So I think we're good to go here. Let's close this out and let's start getting to that markup. All right, so we need the bare bones, so let's go with the exclamation mark and press tab. And then from there, we're just going to keep this one simple and we'll just put objects for the actual title. And what are we going to have here? So that was pretty much a card. Let's pull that up. Did I close it out? Okay. All right. So we got a div, we got a card. Let's go on ahead. We'll do a div and we'll give that an ID of wrapper. All right, we'll have an image, which I do not think we actually have yet, but we'll put an image there. And we're going to put the hotel details. So we'll do an H2 and we'll just put hotel details. All right, and I'll just move this over because we don't need to stare at this. Only I do. All right, and hotel details, that's good. We'll have a couple of spans here. let's see, span with an ID of, let's see, hotel name. Okay, I'll just put testing here just for some little output. Let me refresh because I see nothing here. Good, good, good. And let's add another span. And again, the markup part, if you want to fast forward to it, and then you can just type it all out much faster than I can. But for some of the new people that we have to the actual channel, sometimes it's good to just follow along and actually type it out. But this is where we're going to put the output for the actual hotel rooms. So I need these IDs so I can actually capture the actual DOM element. All right. What else do we need? Do another span, because we're going to put the hotel availability. So let's put hotel availability. Yes, that'll work. All right, and I think the last thing we had, if I pull the mockup over here, zoop, there we go. And rooms availability and room massage limit of 90 minutes. So let's add that particular area so we can output that data from our object to the actual DOM itself. And when I say DOM, I'm meaning like the HTML. So let's see, hotel massages. All right, I think that'll work. Let's find, let's see, testing, nothing there. We are going to need an actual hotel image. So let's go on ahead, and I'm not sure if I have any, no. All right, so let's go to, where can we go for actual images? I usually go to pexels.com, and let's look up a hotel. And as that actually processes, hotel, okay, there we go. Oh, and there's the image. So perfect. Let's actually get the same one so you have that. Perfect. I'm just going to save that. And these are like royalty free. You don't got to worry about, being sued over these particular images here. Let's see, YouTube channel, images. And we'll just call that hotel. All right, so that should be in a good location. We can close that, put that back, and hotel. And of course, I don't see it there. Excuse me. All right, where did we place this? Right here. There we go. All right, so let me just copy it. All right, and place this here, because we're definitely going to need an actual image of a hotel. And now that we have that, we can place that image in there. So where is that? Close this. Here's our image. It's called hotel. Put it in the images folder. And there it is, hotel. There we go. And why do I not see it? I don't know. Let's go on ahead. Hotel JPEG. But it's not actually showing up. Okay, so let's try to figure out where it is. Sometimes I'm either going up a directory or down, and images, and maybe I need to go a little further out. Oh, within the done. Okay, all right, so let's see here. We are within the actual images directory, and there we are with the actual hotel. Just had to actually make sure I had the actual image in the right directory. And there we go. So perfect. All right, and let's put an alt text here. So we'll just put hotel image. And that's just for whether if the image does not actually show up, at least the actual text is there for the screen readers. And what else can we do here? So I think that is good. Let's take a look at the actual CSS that we have here. I'll actually bring it down so we can keep the markup available. And all right, and so that text, it's a little hard on the eyes, but let me just put a couple of, oh, nope, not there. Let's make a universal selector, and then we can get to the fun part, which is the JavaScript. So let's take out the margins, and let's see here. Why did I have that there? We got hotel wrapper. Let's see here. Hotel wrapper. I just have hotel details. Good, good. Take that out. Let's take the actual padding out as well. And I'm gonna actually, since that font's a little tough on the eyes, I'm going to make that a font family of Arial. All right, that'll work out perfect. And I don't see the difference. Let's refresh. Is live server not working with this? Let's see here. Oh, wait a minute. Of course, the styles are not going to actually work because we did not add the actual CSS file to the page. So let's see, what is it called? Objects, literal dot underscore notation. All right, perfect. So now the actual styles will be applied, and while we are at it, we might as well add the actual JavaScript file to the actual page as well. So I'll add that here. And let's see, the source of that is here. So objects, it's in the same directory. So objects, literal underscore notation .js, and we want the markup to load before the actual script runs, so we'll defer that. And let's refresh here. All right, so that looks good. I'll open up the inspect tool, see if there's any issues, which I do not see any. So, but we'll keep that open down here just in case anything gets crazy. And I think from there, what we can do, let me just change this to hotel wrapper. All right, that'll work. And now let's actually style this a little bit. So we're going to use that ID of hotel wrapper, start our rule. Going to give this a width of 300 pixels. We'll give it a border of 1 pixel, solid and teal, just so we can see what we're working with. And the margin is going to be 0 top and bottom, and auto on the left and right. And that looks super crazy. Let me add the box sizing as well. And this is all covered in the CSS portion. Border box. So, okay. And let's make sure we have everything within the actual div, which I do not see. So let's take this div here. And so that's the ending of it. And make sure everything is inside the actual wrapper. All right, and let's just tab this over a little bit. Good, and let's just refresh this. All right, perfect. So we got the div. Let's move this over. Now something is making this a little weird looking. So let's take a look at our styles below. Margin, padding, everything is ending. Universal selector, hotel wrapper. And the actual image itself is outside. So let's make sure the image has a width of 100%. 100% of what? 100% of the actual container that it's in. And we'll give it a height of auto, so just in case it needs to shrink up and down. All right, and then for the spans, all of the spans, we're going to give them a display of block. So that is pretty much going to say, you know what, instead of them being inline elements in which they're literally inline front to back or side to side, they will have their own dedicated line. So I think that is it for the actual styles here. So nothing too crazy here. Let's just take a look. Where's the image? Bring that over here. We can definitely add some padding. Let's go on ahead and add some padding to the actual div itself. So where are we here? Here's the container. So add the padding here. Padding will go 7 pixels all the way around. And there we go. That looks good. I might even increase that up to 10. That'll be our little secret just between you and I. All right, perfect. So now let's deal with the actual content that we're going to be working with. All right, we're already almost 15, 16 minutes in. Let's get to the actual JavaScript. So let's close this here and here and here. And this way we can go full page on that. All right, so what we need to do is remember in the first video we were introduced to objects. JavaScript is an object-oriented program. It deals with objects in a weird amount of different ways. But it'll actually start growing on you. So let's create, this is the hotel. So let's do a hotel object. And when we're thinking of objects, you want to remember that the data that we have is going to be pretty much a set of variables and functions, which is pretty much going to create a model of something that you would recognize in the real world. In this particular case, we're dealing with different types of things linked to an actual hotel. All right. Now, when we're working with objects, we're also going to be referring as the variables as properties, and the functions are going to be referred to as methods. So let's create the actual hotel object, in which this is going to be the literal notation as opposed to some different notations that we'll actually see later on. So here is our hotel object. And there's an empty object right now. What does an object have? It's going to need some properties. So our hotel is going to have a name, and we're going to call this the DuPont. And how many rooms does it have available? Well, for this particular hotel, it has, we'll say 130. How many rooms are booked? Well, during these, with everything going on outdoors, there's probably about 2 people. And let's say the gym. Is there a gym? Yeah, I think there is a gym. So we'll say it's true. It's our hotel. Let's, well, I guess the DuPont's an actual real hotel, right? So let's call this HotelUS. HotelUS? That'll work. Lame name, but we'll work with it. HotelUS. All right, now this property has a string value. The rooms, it has an actual number value. All right, the gym, true or false? It's true, so that has a Boolean value. And what else can we store in there? Room types. Let's see, what kind of room types do we want in HotelUS? Let's give it an array of room types. And what we can do is say, you know what? You can get the room with a closet with a bucket. All right. So if times are rough, you can get that particular room. And if times get a little better for you, you can move up to the twin or the double or the suite. Okay. And if you wanted to continue adding on to that array, in which we covered arrays earlier in the series, we can continue to move on with that. Let's say we'll just add one more, the VIP suite. Okay, so now what we have here is an array for the actual room types. So that is good. And let's add another array for the massage. Okay, so here are the massages that are available, and we'll say what's available. We'll say a time increments of 30 minutes. So 30 minutes, 60 minutes, and 90 minutes. All right, so those are your options for your massage. And now let's add a method to the hotel, because right now, what do we got? We got properties with string values, number values, Boolean values, array values. So now what we can do, even at this point, we can go on ahead and type the hotel here in the console, and you get the actual, all of the properties that are available to it right here. Okay. And so let's go on ahead. Let's add some type of helper method for us, really. And let's see, we want some miniature program within this object to tell us how many rooms are available. So I'm going to say available rooms. Okay, it's going to be pretty much equal to a function, which is, in this case, it's going to be a method. And when I call this, I want it to return this rooms. Okay, which rooms? This rooms. This referring to the actual object itself and the property or function name. Okay, so right now this is referred to as the actual object, and rooms is the property within the object. And the rooms minus this dot booked. Okay, so that should give us exactly what we need when called upon. All right, and I can go over here, type in hotel, get all of the information, which is good. If I want to get access to any of these properties, I can simply type hotel, and I can do available rooms. If I want to, well, actually, let's just get a value of a simple property. Let's say hotel.rooms, and you see 30 in the console to the lower left. Okay, and if I want to get some additional information, let's say hotel.booked. All right. So now you're starting to see, okay, everything within this actual object is linked to pretty much the name hotel. Hotel being the object, and dot to get access to the additional members here. Okay, so let's move on here. If I wanted to get access to available rooms, so hotel dot available rooms, and I call that just as I would with an actual regular function itself. But in this case, because the function is now inside of the object, we'll refer to it as a method, and we still need that dot notation. So what's happening here? I'm calling hotel, and I'm saying for the actual method inside of the hotel object, I want you to run that miniature program that we created, which is to return what? Return this dot rooms. Rooms is right here, minus, so the 130 minus the actual booked amount. So the booked amount is 2. 130 minus 2 is, of course, 128, and that's what we get here. Okay, so now that we have that, okay, what we can do is start adding this to the actual DOM. All right, so how do we want to do that? We know that I got some markup here with some wonderful IDs, so I can actually get access to those. And let's see, we got the hotel name, rooms, availability, and massages. So let me move this down. This way we can actually see that. We'll have the markup above. We have our object here, and I'll just scroll down a little bit so we can move on to that. And I'll raise this a little bit so we have a little more room. Okay, I'm going to go below the actual object and create some variables here. So accessing object data, and we're going to let the hotel name equal hotel dot name. Okay, so now if I go over here and just put in that variable name, hotel name, and there's our wonderful name of HotelUS. Starting not to really like that name, but we'll go with it. Okay, so the hotel is HotelUS. All right, so what else can we do here? Let's get, now I could place those directly within the actual DOM. So let's take a look here. So let L hotel name equal the document object. Which method of this particular object are we going to use? It is the get element by ID. And what was the hotel name? Hotel name is the actual ID. So I'll copy that up there, paste it in here. All right, and so now we have access to that. So now what we can do is say, you know what? L hotel name dot text content. Okay, so now we can actually add the hotel name there. So, and we're going to do that by, well, one, we could actually just say equals hotel dot name, Okay, and then you'll see HotelUS, which is right up there. Okay, but in this case, I just put the actual hotel name in a variable. You can do it in whatever way you want. So since hotel name is the same, I'll just go on ahead and just use that. Because this way, if I happen to use hotel name throughout the actual application, I don't have to I can just make that change right here and just use this variable. All right, so here we have HotelUS, which is there. So that's good. That's good. And just to make this a little better, let's use a string literal here. So name equals, or this is just the actual output itself. All right, and close that template string and name colon HotelUS. All right, so that looks a little better. That definitely looks a little better. And now all we got to do is just go down the line and add the information here. So let's copy this. Okay, we'll just bring that below. We're going to be working with the hotel rooms. So let hotel rooms equal hotel object dot rooms for the property. Okay. And so now what we can do is we need to actually get the L hotel name or L hotel rooms. All right. So L hotel rooms is going to equal document dot get element by ID. And we're not using the ID of hotel name. We're using the ID of hotel rooms, which is right here. There's nothing in there at all. And now what we can do is place that here. So L hotel rooms dot text content is going to be equal to rooms. So let's just make that change. And not hotel name, but we're using hotel rooms. Okay. And here we see in our application up above to the left, it is now set for rooms 130, and going up in our object, hotel.rooms is 130. Okay, so that's starting to come about. Let's create another variable. Let available rooms equal hotel dot, how did we call it in the console earlier? Well, here's the thing. When you actually type in the hotel and the dot, all of your properties and methods are available using the actual editor here. So we have available rooms right here, and we'll close that off. So now the available rooms of 130, well, actually not 130, because the available rooms is a function or a method, excuse me. And that method actually does a miniature program. What does it do? It says this dot rooms minus this dot booked. So that should be the 130 minus the 2, and that is going to be assigned to the actual variable available rooms. So now we can use that. Now where is that going to be showcased at? It's going to be showcased right here. Here's an ID of hotel availability. So let's go down here, and I'll type this out. I shouldn't have been copying and pasting there, at least not this early. So let L hotel availability. Okay, and so here's our variable. It's going to equal, what is it going to equal? Well, we want all of the essence of pretty much the entire element in the content of hotel availability. So we want to capture that ID. So we're using the document object. We're going to use the method from the document object called get element by ID. We're going to use the actual name of the ID, which is hotel availability. So let's put that there, hotel availability. All right. And now from there, let's go on ahead and use this variable here. We want to use the value of that, because available rooms, if we can type that here, and there it is, 128, because it's a variable that's already been assigned the hotel dot method of available rooms. So let's go on ahead and say L hotel. Okay, availability. Notice when it comes up, I'm just pressing tab to to finish autocomplete that. All right, I'm going to use the text content, and it's going to be equal to. Where's our? Oh, here we go. Nope, that's not it. It is going to be equal to the available rooms. There we go. All right, and then just close that off. And let's see, do we have the available rooms entered in there? I do not see it. It should be there, but let's take a look at the error that we have on line 125. Text content of null. So null, most likely meaning that there is nothing here. So do we have the same name? Let me just go here and copy that ID because there's a good chance I may have typed it in incorrectly. And still nothing there. So get element by ID, hotel availability. That's our variable name. Document. If I type in, let's go over here and type in. I'll copy this. See if anything comes up after I copy that variable name. That's saying null. All right, so it's not coming up with anything. Okay, so that means this line right here is not producing anything. Okay, well, let's walk our way through it. Okay, document get element by ID. Here is the actual ID itself, hotel availability. And they are the same name. Copying it, pasting it. Oh, let me bring that back. Okay, nothing there. What about a hotel availability dot text content? All right, nothing there. Let's see here. Okay, is this the same? Let's walk ourselves through this. And text content, still nothing there. Available rooms, hotel.available rooms. Available rooms, let's see if that gives us anything. And that does give us the 128. All right, let me refresh. Sometimes live server can be a little crazy. Nothing there. So what else are we missing here? We have the amount, we have the rooms. Uncaught type error. Cannot set property text content of null. All right. Document, get element, hotel, double quotes, but that's okay. That's not a problem, but I'll just change that. Sometimes things can get a little crazy. Still nothing there. All right. Span hotel availability. Oh, here we go. Wow. All right. And you know what? And that happens. So you're trying to figure out why is something not actually working. And you're sitting there, you're going through, you're trying to test the actual output. You know, you can pause the video and go back and say, all right, well, here's the fix. But it's always good to kind of see, all right, what is going on here? So here within the actual DOM, right here within the actual HTML, I have this right here, this greater than sign. So we need to get rid of that because the ID is not a greater than sign. Let's get rid of that. All right, and now what we have is the actual output here. So there you go. All right, and it's sometimes it's just something that, you know, and you guys are probably saying it's right there, fix the ID, probably yelling at the screen, but it's good to just kind of go through that and say, well, wait a minute, this does not match that. And crazy enough is I copied that, but I did not copy the actual less than sign or greater than sign. So let's actually fix how that looks now. Let's see, we're going to do, what is that, available rooms? Yes, so let's go available rooms, and we'll put that within a template string and close that off. Perfect, perfect. And and let's close it off as well. And now we have available rooms. So we're starting to really build this up. The data is all coming from the actual object itself. So that is really, really good. Really, really good. And it's good to kind of just go through this because you can use this a number of different ways. So what else did we actually have on the actual thing here? Let's see here. Where is the actual mock-up here? Oh, the room. There we go. So the room massage limit of 90 minutes. All right, so let's go on ahead and capture that. All right. And let's see. Let's get the actual hotel massage. So let's get that into a variable. Let's see here. We'll place that here. So let hotel massages equal hotel dot, okay, now massages, the actual massages that we have, the increments of 30, so 30, 60, and 90. All right, now that's an array. All right, and when we covered arrays earlier in this series, we know that when you want to get access of the arrays, you're going to need the actual index. All right, so let's go on ahead and we'll just choose one. We'll just say 60 minutes, all right, is available because it's getting a little crazy. So that's going to be 60 minutes. So it's the first element of the array is 0, 1, and then 2. So let's use an index of 1. Okay, and we'll end that off. So that's good. And now what we'll do is we'll use that variable hotel massages, in which that should then give us the actual value. And if I put hotel massages over here, and you see in the console that the number 60 has actually showed up. So let's go on ahead and use that variable, and we need to place that within the DOM. The DOM has an ID of hotel massages. So let L, I'm just using L for like element. You can use anything that you would want. So L hotel massages, and that's, we need to get the document ID. So document get element by ID, and the ID for that particular DOM element is hotel massages. Okay, and would you look at that? I see that there is a greater than sign here, so let's get rid of that because that's going to cause us some good headache. All right, and then we can go, let's adjust the actual text content of that. So hotel massages dot text content is going to be equal to that variable name that we actually put earlier, but let's make it look a little pretty. And let's see, look at the actual image itself. And I think we just had massage time available. We'll just put that massage time available. And then the actual template string. We'll say, use the variable name that we had and end that. And there you go. All right, so not bad. Look at that data that we actually got from the actual object. And looking at this, we have, whoa, 29 lines of code. All right, that is definitely a lot. Just for completeness, what else could we have done here? If you want to get access, or let's say update an object, we'll place that up here. This is just in case you, well, actually a couple of things. This is the literal notation. So if we wanted to do something like this, let hotel equal a new object instead of what we have above, just because you might actually see this, we could have done this. And don't worry about the error here. It's only because what I'm typing here. All right, so we could have done this and then added the actual property names separately. So this is more of a constructor notation. So we could have did hotel name equals, okay, HotelUS, okay, and we could have continued to use that new object name and then just add the actual rooms. Okay, so that is yet another option that you could have actually done. Let's see, what else? If you wanted to, let's say, update an object, we can actually, let's see, update a property. So we can do something like, since we already have it, hotel name equals new name. Okay, that's something that we can definitely do. And you see the change over here in the screen. All right. And if we wanted to delete something, we can just do delete and the actual hotel name. So hotel.name. We can, if I can spell it. There we go. All right, so we can do that as well. And now you see that it's actually undefined where we have name. All right, so just a couple of different ways that you can actually work with the actual object and the properties and methods. But this is good. A little of a long one, definitely so, almost 40 minutes, maybe a little bit more. But, you know, in order to become a better JavaScript developer, right, which is again primarily on the front end, you need to be able to work through this kind of stuff. Okay, so you're working with the actual DOM itself, which is up here, small amount of HTML. All right, and definitely, and that's usually the case. You're not going to have that much markup. But as far as your actual JavaScript here, I mean, between JavaScript and CSS, that's when things just start getting, a lot longer. All right, so these lines actually become longer and longer and longer. So good job, pat yourself on the back with that. Let me refresh this. Did I take? Oh, I still have that deleted. So let me comment that out and hit refresh. We can add some styles to that to bring those span elements down a little bit more. But and that's something that you can definitely do that on your own. But very good job today. This stuff is not hard. It is only time consuming. So create an actual object of yourself. All right. Come up with different names. This object has a number of different values that are in there: strings, numbers, booleans, arrays, methods. There's a lot going on here. Okay. Watch the video over and over a few different times and just play around. All right. Open up that console over here by right clicking and hitting inspect and just trying to see, okay, what exactly am I outputting? Because the more you actually work with this, the better it's going to become and the easier it's going to become for you. All right. Subscribe to the channel so you can definitely get additional updates in your feed. And of course, hit the notifications button so you can know exactly when new material is out. And that is it for today. Again, pat yourself on the back because you did a great job today. Full stack out.